What is up guys, my name is Mark and today we're covering r/, I don't work here lady. If you're new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe and maybe that notification bell. As always, it massively helps this channel right now. And don't forget to support those music artists. And with that being said, let's get into today's stories. Much love guys. Our first story is from Fry5. If I did that, I'd be dead. I worked for the phone company for a number of years. As people were regularly dumping their landline for cell phones, we mostly handled repairs of existing customers rather than new service. One evening, I'm working on a maintenance ticket and chasing some trouble through an alleyway. In the middle of my work, the whole block unexpectedly loses power. No storms or weather to blame, but who did the neighbours see that can be responsible? Several people seeing my orange beacon flashing in the alley approach me demanding that I restore their power. One particularly angry woman approaches and says, "I'm working from home and need my power back on right now." I politely point to the logo on the side of my truck, indicating that I'm the phone guy, not the power guy, and the power going out is merely a coincidence. Angry lady doesn't like that answer and says, "Well, you're the only one out here, so you must have cut the wrong wire." I say, "Mum, if I cut that line," pointing to the power far above the phone lines, "I'd be dead." She huffed off into her house, likely to call the power company, but there may have been a brief lapse in the phone service while I continued my work. To be fair though, I've got to be guilty of that, like when we've lost power or internet and stuff, I'm straight out looking out the window. Is anyone messing with that bloody phone box? Not that I'd approach him or anything. I'm not that stupid. Our next story is from Black Label 9484. I'm just the delivery guy. So I don't know if this belongs here, but I couldn't stop laughing. A little backstory, me, work for a freight company, FC, and my job is to drive around town in a semi-truck with a 28-foot trailer with a lift gate on it and deliver items on pallets that are too big for normal mail trucks. So I'm delivering an industrial dishwasher to a new restaurant. I have to squeeze my truck through the alley to the back door like normal. I'm too big to park on the side of the road. I go in and the manager politely says, "We can't take that today. I was told it's supposed to come in 2 days and I just don't have the room." I said, "No problem, I'll bring it back in 2 days. I load it back up and leave, which by the way is not easy to do because it weighs 700 pounds. Fast forward 2 days, I'm back behind the restaurant, so I lower my lift gate, open the door and head inside with the paperwork I need to show the customer. I look around inside and find the employee. That takes me downstairs to a locked door where a man, rude owner, comes out and immediately stares at me and repeatedly interrupts while I say my opening line. "Hello, I'm me from FC. I have..." "What do you want?" Yeah, I have your dishwasher." He abruptly walks away, so I follow him to the kitchen area, where he starts barking orders. "So I need this dishwasher pulled out, that electrical line replaced, the feed and drain lines replaced, and you need to take the old one with you. This was supposed to be done yesterday, and we open in 2.5 hours. Obviously I'm confused, so we share an awkward stare for what seems like an eternity, until he breaks the silence with a, "Well?" I realise what's happened here, so I say, "Sir, I don't know if someone told you the wrong information, but I'm not the installer, I'm just here to drop it off." "I don't care what you're here for, I need this done now." All I can muster is, "Sir, if you need it installed, you're going to have to call a plumber." He then throws a fit and yells at me saying to get it down there before he calls my boss. This is where I get evil. You see, we have to have a signature on delivery receipt to complete the delivery. Why hadn't I signed it before this all happened? So I go the 150 yards and 2 staircases back to my truck, get in the back and lift the pallet with a pallet jack. At 700 pounds, it's hard to move even with that. I drop it to the asphalt, load my jack back up and leave. As I leave, I see him come running out waving his arms, and I keep going. An hour later I get to the yard and my boss/uncle says, "Got a call from RO, he's pissed." Then he sticks his hand up for a high five. Nice one. Moral of the story, don't be rude to people who have the power to make your day terrible. Petty revenge in there too. Absolutely love it. Just imagine being an employee of that owner though. If he treats other workers like that who's outside his business, just think how he treats people that's under him. What a git. Our next story is from Billrose69. I didn't work here, but you don't know that. My friends and I were bar hopping and our designated driver needed to stop at Kmart for some errands. So while he did that, another friend and I walked around the store, still a little buzzed from the beers we had at the pub earlier. It was about 6 PM and I wandered over by the automotive department. I noticed lights were off and there was no one there. I figured they went home earlier than the rest. The phone on the automotive desk suddenly started ringing. So bolstered by my liquid courage, I answered it on the 6th ring. TM, tipsy me. AC, angry caller. I say thank you for calling Kmart Automotive. This is Bill, not my name. How can I help you? Why does it take so damn long for someone to answer the phone? I've been trying to get through and they keep transferring me to a phone that never gets answered. I apologise, sir. I will talk to the manager about it and get that solved. Anyway, I need rear tail lights for a 1972 Pinto hatchback. The bulbs or the entire lens assembly with bezel. The whole thing. Some arsehole rear-ended me today at a stoplight. I'm sorry to hear that, sir. You're lucky that Pinto didn't explode. What are you trying to say? Didn't you hear about the recall on an exploding gas tank on the Ford Pinto? This is a real thing. Quit bullshitting me and get me my taillights. Sir, this is Kmart. We only carry the most basic of parts. Batteries, tyres, wipers, bulbs, oil filter, etc. We're not a parts store for 40-plus-year-old vehicles. Go in the back and look. I know you must have one in your stock room. Sir, I assure you, we've never carried any parts of that nature. Just go look. Yes, sir. I set the phone down because I don't know how to use the hold feature and say loudly, Hey Jim, not a real person. Some cranky arsehole on the phone thinks Kmart sells Pinto parts. My friend chimes in loudly, Dang, what a friggin' idiot. Back on the phone, Sorry sir, I just checked with the stock room and we're all out of 1972 Pinto taillights. Is there anything else I can help you with? I heard what you said about me. I will speak with your manager immediately. Yes sir. Just then I saw an employee round the corner. He looked like an assistant manager, so I waved him over and handed him the phone and skidded out of the store before they called security on me. As I walked off, I could hear the angry customer squawking over the earpiece and the poor hapless assistant manager trying to explain to the person he was conversing with previously wasn't an employee. Oh, you asshole. Funny though, I like that. Our next story is from Ashel Taco. Entitled drunk bitch gets barred for life from every local pub in the village. This is my first post on Reddit, and I only decided to share after listening to so much r// on the sleepless night. r/, damn it. Backtrack to about 4 years ago when I was about to leave my small village to begin the roller coaster that would be university. I'd been working in a delightful pub for a couple of years. The week before I leave for my uni, the owners of the establishment decided they would give me a lovely, yet rather expensive, gift. This gift would be that on my last night in the pub, before leaving I would be allowed to pour myself how many pints I wanted on the condition that I didn't serve any customers. I should probably mention that me and my mates used to frequent my pub when I was off work, as it was always a great atmosphere and friendly people. Anyways, as the night goes on I drink more of my free pints and I have to decline a few customers as I'm no longer employed by the pub. Nobody questions it, until Karen. Oh sweet Lord Almighty, not even Lucifer would put her on this earth. Not your typical run-of-the-mill soccer mum, USA Karen, but your short hair, only 2 front teeth, stench of cigarettes, disappointed and child support which was spent on beer Karen. The English Karen. But she'd been sat idly at the end of the bar, and me and the bartender on shift, we'd call him M, knew she was always a difficult customer. It gets to the end of the night and M asks Karen to pay up her tab. Karenness ensues. Karen says, Why do I have to pay for my drinks? Hope he hasn't paid for any of his. It was a gift from the owner, as it was his last shift after 2 years, as they wanted to say thanks and prep his liver for university life. Karen, with a shocked Pikachu face, I've been a customer here so much longer, why have I never got a reward like that? Me, already a little wavy from the various pints, Karen, I don't work here anymore, and I can finally tell you, nobody here fucking likes you, and feels sorry for your daughter who you drag here with you whenever she's not with her father. Karen and them, shocked Pikachu faces. I'll get you fired. Do you know who I am? The owner is my best friend, and you'll never work in this pub or any pub in the village again. Emma's just seen the perfect opportunity to strike back at Karen and says, Is that right? Owner is upstairs. Do you want me to let him know? Karen says, Yes. She smirks at me as Em goes upstairs to let the owner know there's a complaint from a customer. Owner comes down the stairs, and the first thing he says when he sees Karen at the bar, Oh for fuck's sake. Instantly as she hears this Karen begins yelling a string of obscenities at the owner. Em and myself, bear in mind the pub isn't empty, only last orders have gone, so there's still a lot of locals relaxing and drinking. The Karen is asked to pay up and leave. She refuses and threw a pint glass at the owner and is instantly restrained by a few other locals and escorted out. Word travels fast around our little side of town, so within 2 days she was barred from all 6 pubs and reported to the police for not paying multiple tabs, all over town and accumulating to around 1,350 for a 3-week period. Last I heard, the last time I visited my hometown a few years ago, She had lost custody of her daughter, and the father now had full custody and moved away. Thank God he was always a polite and respectable man. Damn, now this is a tough one because, like, it's a great story, by the way, but I almost... There's a slight side of me, I know I'll probably get some flack for this, that feels sorry for the woman, because there's obviously something mental there. To be in the pub all the time, racking up bills like that and drinking so much, there's obviously something a bit deeper there. But then I get to the child, and she's got a child, and I don't give a fuck. You need to be responsible, man. That child is going to have no life if it was stuck with that woman. But father's got custody now, so hopefully the child's doing a lot better. Whew. Crazy. Our next story is from Andy Shui. I'm not a truck driver. I don't work here, you knucklehead. Background. So basically my group of friends are big car fanatics. We tend to work on our cars ourselves. While working on our cars we wear throwaway clothes that get generally very dirty. My friend works for the city as a private contracted snowplow driver and wears his reflective uniform when working on our cars. While finishing welding the exhaust in my car with the help of my friend, we go to a nearby coffee restaurant for some food. When we arrive, there's a truck parked at the back. Once inside, we begin to order food until a manager comes towards us and asks us what we're doing. We go with M for manager and OP for me, F for my friend. Here we go. Manager says, "What are you doing?" "Ordering food," as I'm confused. "Ordering food? You're not even done your job yet. Get your job done or I'll have you written up for insubordination." My friend says, "We don't work here." Don't lie to me. "Oh, no, we don't work here at all," pointing at my friend's jacket to the city logo. The manager ignores this. Manager says to us, "Get back in the office now." We ignore him, obviously, and have a little laugh at the ridiculousness of the situation. He comes back out and tells us to get into the office now, and now we're pissed. My friend says, "We don't work here, man." At this point, the manager begins to shove us to the office to another man, maybe someone higher up than him. We're pretty annoyed at this point and yell a few expletives at this guy to try and get our point into his tiny brain about the fact that we're customers and do not work there. He doesn't care and escorts us the rest of the way into the office. The manager, to the other manager, "Contact TDL and get these lazy fuckers written up." TDL is a distribution warehouse located in our city for this coffee restaurant. He then continues to berate us, not yelling but in a very angry voice, how we're late already and that they're now very behind due to our incompetence. The other manager then notices my friend's jacket and the logo on it. He tells us that we can leave and to close the door behind him. We hear some yelling now. As we're leaving the store, too pissed off now, we see the original manager come back out pretty pissed now. He sheepishly mutters an apology and tells us how he's had such a stressful day and gives us each a $25 gift card for the restaurant for our troubles. Behind him, you can see the other manager standing behind him in the distance with his arms crossed. I know this may not be as exciting as a story as some of the other stories on this subreddit, but I wanted to share it. Edit, the reason in which I did not cause a scene is due to back in grade 9 when I was involved in a fight. From then, I've been a rather calm person despite being a football player as a tackle and developing an intimidating physique for many. I figured it was going to be easier for me to deal with this the way I did because nothing was going to happen as they were clearly wrong. I did not want to have to wait for the police to show up, then have to give statements and or deal with a he said, she said situation. Whether this may not have been how I should have reacted, it was how I did. I think it's the right way to react. I mean, you got $25 out of it. I see that as a win-win. You got a little laugh out of it because the guy was being a total douche, and $25, a free meal. Everyone's a winner, right? Apart from that stupid manager. God, that guy must have been like a few fries short of a Happy Meal. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's stories. If you did, as always, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe and that notification bell if you enjoyed the content, of course, and I shall see you on the next one. Much love, guys. Take care now.